cool wigs. People are like, what's fucking wrong with her?
Like
cancer. That's
I'm out here just with the colonial wigs.
Yeah. Like you're going to court, nigga.
Yeah. I'm the judge now.
I'm the judge here. Like, dude, you don't even got a court date. He's like, oh yeah, I just wanted to fit in.
You seem to have forgotten.
I'd use it as an opportunity. Dude, welcome back, hoes, to the podcast. I am your hostess, Ani Moush, and today I would like to welcome Leo Cofresi to the podcast. What up, what up?
What up, niggas?
Thank you for joining me, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
Leo is hilarious.
Supposedly.
He is
In theory.
he is doing comedy all over the place, but I mean, you're here in New York, but I know you do it all over. And he's come through our studio, Too Much Content, many times. Mostly for On the Gate. Yeah. Shout out to those guys. Where Leo's kind of like a third mic, and it's pretty dope. Every time we're here, we're belly laughing, dude. And like, I am like gonna pee my pants every single time. And I was excited, like every time you're on too, like there's something that I want like you to get more into, and I don't know if it's just more serious, and that's why. But I wanted to have you on the podcast. Because I like to have artists on who I think are cool, who have like an opinion, and I like to talk about accountability and origin stories.
Word.
So I thought that this would be a good fit.
Hell
so
yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, this feels like American Got Talent. With
Hoes Got Talent.
Yo, Hoes Got Talent, nigga. The tragic story of my origins.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
but
God.
You're also accessorized, which I fucking love. So thank you.
What do you mean accessorized?
You have like 12 rings on right now, and they're all dope as shit.
You gotta teach me how to pick out rings, because every time in my life I've been like, dude, I want to, like, I'm a big Dante Nero fan. So I'm like, man, I want to rock some fucking, I want to peacock a little bit. And every time I look at rings, I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna look such like a faggot with these fucking rings. Like, I'm like, oh, am I gonna get like a skull ring or something? I'm like,
dude, it's so hard to pick them out. Cause like these are like very excessive.
Dude, show the camera right here.
They're fucking sweet,
dude. Fucking Grim Reaper, a skull. And just
I feel like I want tattoos of all of them.
Right.
You know,
dude. I want to get tatted, but then I'm like, no, I can't. I can't get tatted. You know.
Why?
So now cause I feel like now that it's weird. Cause a lot of people don't think that the industry would care, but they would.
You also kind of have tattoos on your face.
No, that's just.
What if I went like this?
That's just henna. That's just henna. It's cool.
Dude. I got tattoos here too.
Oh shit! Let me see.
Shitty.
Fuck bitches, get money. Fuck yeah.
Get money, dude.
Young Money, Cash Money.
Yeah, you heard me? No, so I don't know. I think it would actually hurt the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I feel like.
What's your brand? Your comedy
Which
brands?
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like people don't like that shit. I don't think people will be like, oh.
You feel like it's not professional?
Yeah, and like you'll get pitched like talking about like people.
Like it's a little too in your face.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like it's or like I would just look like a fuck boy.
Like you wouldn't feel free to like wear a short sleeve shirt. What if you got ones where it's covered or something where no one could see? Cause
like I know, like I would get them so I could cover them up with shirt, but then I don't want to be the nigga with the long sleeve.
No, but like what if you go on your back or something? Or
yeah, my back is gonna get covered up. Yeah. And some of my leg, but like, I wanted to get my hands, dude, and like. You know, but then I'm like, all right, I'm going to do comedy for a long time. I'm going to have to get a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to be in Trader Joe's just fucking teardrops. I know the best organic food. I've shot a man. Here, I can help you with the fucking... Working at Trader Joe's.
Have you seen these gnocchis?
Yeah. Oh my God. People are going to be like, what's wrong? This guy is a psychopath. Dude.
They're going to have you picking out like all the charcuterie like items of the week. And you're like, they're also all tatted on my hands.
Yeah, I got avocados. Dude, you know they kidnap people for avocados in Mexico?
What?
Yeah, dude, I try to
Why
make
did
that
you
a bit,
just tell me?
dude, in Mexico. So, which is crazy. Imagine getting robbed for a fruit, nigga. A nigga robbed you for fruits, nigga.
That chick's just won at brunch. Like that's the
Yeah.
whole reason why.
Yeah, it's like fucking, white bitches just fucking. It's a white girl.
I hate
Fucking, give me the fucking avocado.
Can I get avocado on that instead?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Yeah. Fucking yeah, dude. If a
Exactly.
nigga robbed me for avocados, I'd be like, unhand me, my nigga. What are you robbing me for, bro?
This is blasphemy.
Yeah, nigga, you vegan ass nigga.
What kind of witchcraft
Yeah.
is this?
What the fuck? Nigga, fruits? Imagine being tied up to like, nigga, fruits? I don't sell cocaine. They're like, nah, we're here for something better. It's
I
like,
know, right? Isn't that
Trying
a
to make
thing
a
where like
smoothie.
avocados are bigger with the mafia than cocaine? Did I make that up?
word. Yeah.
What?
I
This
made
is
that
no facts.
No
just,
facts
yeah,
podcast.
No facts. Bro. We just saying shit.
We just
yeah.
saying shit.
No,
man.
so the cartel got involved. The avocados.
With avocados, right?
Yeah, so-
okay, I wasn't making it
No,
up.
no, no, you weren't. No.
Okay.
So avocados was making so much money that they were like, "Oh, we're gonna start kidnapping dudes and then they did.
They did.
Imagine talking to your boys like, "Yo, I got a scheme."
Yeah, I guess avocados and limes are their big like.
Yeah.
I'm saying, doesn't Jason Mraz also have like an avocado farm or something? What do we think about
who's
him?
that? Who's that?
Jason Mraz. He had like hit songs in like 2010.
And now he fucking deals with avocados?
I think so.
That guy shot someone for
Yeah.
that shit, dude. Fucking, he's a thug now.
Yeah.
Face
In fact,
tattoos.
factual information.
Is that crazy? Isn't that nuts?
Yeah,
Avocado.
that is crazy. But okay, back to comedy though.
Right.
How long have you been doing comedy for?
2.5?
2.5
I
years.
started in August 2 years ago, before pandemic.
2019.
Yeah, 2019.
What made you start?
I want to be funny. I want to learn how to be. So I've always been like goofy,
Mm-hmm.
but not like, I've never learned how to like, I don't know how to be funny like with words. You know what I mean? Like,
But you are.
But most of my comedy is like physical. I
Okay.
feel. So I'm learning how to be funny with like, oh, you could do a Mr. Egg,
Mm-hmm.
or you could do that. So yeah, I just want to be like,
You want to manipulate words.
yeah, like I like people want to be famous, and like the only day that I felt like I want to be famous was this past weekend. I went to Florida. I got you, son.
You're good.
I went to Florida and I did 400 people.
Wow.
And, yeah.
Holy
and
shit.
that felt wild. Yeah.
Fucking
thank
give
you.
it up though.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome.
That felt crazy, and
400
that's the
people's a lot of
first
people.
time where I was like, "Oh, I want to be. I want to like be famous. I want to do like." But before that, I just want to learn how to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like I care about being, but I never thought I could do that because it's like when you watch Dave Chappelle, you're like, "Oh, what the fuck?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could never. I'm like,
You know what I still think about? I forget which special this was, but the one where he talks about putting punchlines in a fishbowl.
yeah.
I think about that way too much for some reason.
I can get that. It's
Like,
just stuck.
that specific one. And I mean, I think it must have come out around like 2019 or something like that because like that's sort of when I like dove into comedy type stuff as well, like as a career path.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind that you could just do that with anything. So I just started putting like things in a vase, like just ideas of shit I wanted to do
Word.
that wasn't what I was doing then for work. And like at the same time, I was like getting into comedy, but I didn't know I could also put that in the fishbowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you just started like picking
Yeah, I
stuff.
was like, maybe I'll want to fucking open a hookah lounge. Like, I don't know.
It was just like,
Like, I don't know. It was just
fucking
like,
become Arabic. I was fucking. I was
you
like,
know
what?
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just anything. I was just putting it because I fucking hated what I was doing, even though.
What were you doing?
So, for 10 years, professionally, I was doing interior design, interior architecture, and that's
you
what.
didn't like that?
Well, I do, and I still do.
Because look at this shit is dope, nigga.
Thank you. No, I like it. It's. I wanted to do it my whole life, but like when I when I graduated, I have 2 degrees in this shit, and like when I graduated,
hell
I
yeah.
went into the field, and it was not that it was like so different that I couldn't get used to it, but it was more of like I think I just wanted to work for myself. You know what I mean? And I was getting really burnt out because I was a young junior designer and I was just like burning the candle at both ends. And it just, they will let you do that. They'll let you burn yourself into the ground. And then I was just burnt out from it. Like I got sick of it. You know what I mean?
So what was burning, like what was it that you were doing that you got so burnt out?
I felt like I was getting like farther in my career, like doing things that were like helping my career, getting in better projects and things like that, or better jobs where I was like happier at the job, but it wasn't fulfilling me like inside. Like I was like, okay, just because I'm good at this doesn't mean I have to do this for my profession. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could do something else, so it's worth thinking about because people fucking change their mind all the time when they graduate and shit. Like just because I committed to this doesn't mean that I can't translate those skills to something else. And like I was teaching, and I was constantly doing presentations at work because you have to present in front of people. And at the time, I wanted to write a book, and I was like going through some shit, whatever, and it wasn't coming out. My friend suggested I do an open mic. So, like, that's sort of where this all began. Is like, I just went to an open mic. And, like, I met him, and, like, we started doing podcast
Yeah, I met on a mic?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
in
lame.
Boston.
What?
Also, Irish is here, everyone. He's back again.
What up?
With the baldy. That shit looks fresh on you, Pop.
Thank you. I've had one person so far call me a skinhead.
For real?
Yeah, I was like a crazy
You look like you like you meditate. Like you just came from
So
India.
many people say that to
Right?
him. That was so
yeah,
funny.
nigga, namaste, my nigga. Hey, yeah. You look like you just be
Kevin
chilling.
Sanchez verbatim said the same thing.
Yeah, for real. That's what you look like now, nigga. You look like you used to be into
Be at
some
peace.
dark shit. Right now you're like, nigga, don't wear beads, nigga.
Yeah.
It's a
I start walking around in rosaries and robes.
Yeah. you're like-
Right?
I start dressing like the bitch from Doctor Strange.
Oh, my God.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude.
That shit
Or
would
just-
look, yeah. Okay. Yeah. People are like, yeah, he is. Yeah,
This is
that's
me
it.
manifesting.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy, like, what hair does to, like,
Bro.
how much it changes our look?
It's first of all, it also changes your mood too. Like when I saw him get his head shaved, okay?
Okay.
And I didn't know what to expect. I was just like, I'll there for moral support. Like he's fine. Like he's a man, he'll be fine. But like I fucking wanted to record it.
You're saying the story like someone held a gun to my head. Like I
No,
had to
but
go do
I
it.
expected you to just be like straight faced the whole time. But as soon as he took like a razor to your head, you were so happy.
Well, because the very
Oh.
first shave, he said, "God bless America," and then he
Yeah.
shaved it. And
he got into it. Dude, this guy was a fucking comedian.
And bro, the way he shaved it, it looked like it was like going in the direction of like mullet, and I started thinking of Riff Raff, and I go I was split second.
doing
I was
this.
like, do I try to pull off the $1 million mullet?
Yeah, that would have been wild. Hell no, nigga.
Even if for a week, but that
That would have been funny. Did you do the mohawk, or did he start in the middle?
No, he kind of like.
he the last bit was kind of like the mohawk
Yeah.
up top, and I thought
cool.
about doing that even too, but I was like, nah, fuck it, just shave
Nah,
bald.
yeah, shave that shit off. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
good though.
Yeah. I
What
don't
made
know.
you do it?
A couple of factors. I mean, I did it once before. I pretty much always had long hair. I think last time I did it was like senior year of high school in like 2011. But I don't know. It'd been like 10 years, and for like the last year or so, it just like it started getting in my way for the first time. Like I'd go to bed and I felt like I had to literally take my hair and like throw it up over the
Yeah,
pillow.
you
'cause
told me about
it'd get
that.
caught under my head and shit. And like
It's
you know,
also-
it's like my hairline was starting to like go back a little bit. So I was
Right.
just like, I'm not gonna be the guy that just like keeps waiting as the like battle line keeps retreating. I was like, fuck it.
It's also how many like people comment just like anyways like on your hair or like just about your like think who you are a certain type of person because of your hair, and that's annoying. That was annoying, but like
I mean,
not-
it's
not
also
the-
partially my fault because like I was working so much, I constantly just had my hair back in a ponytail like all the time, and so it was like that was killing my fucking hair. And then like Gio was like kind of the last thing that moved it for me, where he was just kind of, what did he say? It was like fuck, I can't remember what he fucking said, but Gio had said something to me, and I was just like, you know what, fuck, I'm gonna do it too.
It's great for a
Word.
podcast. Thank you.
Yeah, he fucking cut it. Like Gio did
Yeah.
the same thing. It
Yeah.
looks good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's refreshing.
Oh, he said the ponytail thing too. He was just like, he's like, I feel like I just have it back in a ponytail all
Oh,
the
yeah,
time
that's
now, and
true.
it's like not actually down to like look good and shit. So it's like, yeah, fair enough.
I hear that.
Right. But anyways, comedy, and you've been doing it for 400 people. Let's go back to that for a second.
Dude.
Let's talk about that feeling. So were you with anybody? Was this show like you were the headliner? Like what was going on?
No, so my boy was headlining
Okay.
Brandon Barrera.
Okay, cool.
That nigga's so funny, bro. He has like a storytelling style.
Cool.
Which like Tom Segura and them? It's like that.
Awesome.
So it's like his style is like fucking dope. I
Yeah.
really enjoy it because like he has bits, but it feels like like stories. So it's
I like that because more relatable. I feel.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then the shit did really happen to him. He has a hilarious cop story, bro. So funny. And then I asked him, I was like, "Did that happen?" He's like, "Yeah." So I'm like, "Bro, this is so great." Like it's so I don't know. I like that because like storytelling was the first form of anything. So like bits like stand up is different than that. Stand up is not storytelling, it's bits, but it's refreshing to feel like, oh, you're telling me a story. I don't know. I feel like that's the origin of everything.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. Like if I'm going to any comedy show anyways, I would much rather I feel like sit through someone who's telling me a story because I get captured by that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you like kind of are in that story with them. Like I love that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the reason why that fishbowl thing is still in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But you were that's why we were talking about it because Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle, you were talking about how he like manipulates words and you want to like kind of learn how to do that.
I want to learn how to do that. Yeah, I want to just be and that it gets me nervous because I know once I learn how to be funny, I think my motivation might go away.
Why is that?
Cause like you see how you said like you were like, oh, just because I'm good at this doesn't mean that I gotta do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like sometimes I get nervous that I'm gonna get really good, and then it's just not gonna give me the payout that I want.
What would be the ultimate payout for you?
Well, for me, I want to just make my living off of this, and not just like make my living. I want to be making like $200K.
Yeah.
Like off of that's my my goal. Yes. Where I'm like I'm not struggling. I don't have to worry about a lot of shit. You know what I mean? I want to be, and I don't know if that. Like I might just be a pussy, and
well, I mean,
you know what I mean.
You would think. I would think at that point you would be doing it to maintain that at least. You know what I mean? The motivation would be to like keep it at least at that level, if not to exceed it more.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the more you get at that level, maybe the more hungry you get.
That's what I was thinking too.
I don't know.
Because like it might have like when I got passed at the club, I started writing more. I started like doing more because I was like, I want to stay here and I want to surpass. I want to be able to hang out. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, they have this person at this club and those guys are garbage. I want people to be like, yeah, they have these guys, but this guy's really funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't want to be bunched up with like bullshit.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But sometimes I just think like, oh, I know I'm gonna become funny because I don't believe in like innate talent. Like some people they do have an innate ability, but I think if you work hard enough, you could get anywhere you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally, you could start something. You could learn how to draw really good if you. I think that the two factors are putting. It's like. What is your intent, like purposeful intent into it, and how often are you doing it?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like if you're doing something for 1 hour with real good intent, like really hard, really always you're coming with a game plan and you're always executing that, I think you could get good at anything.
Yeah, I agree. That actually resonates a lot with me too because I mean in the last year like there's been a lot of like changes and whatever and I felt like I was off balance and that I needed some kind of routine and the routine was the only thing that was going to make me accountable for everything else because I have these responsibilities, right? So if I have an intention to start the day with what I want to do or with like my meditation or whatever, then I'm good. I put my oxygen mask on first, right? And then I can help everybody else. But like I didn't know how to be accountable for that. I had to learn that, you know?
Yeah, and then you learned it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can learn. I don't know. Like like a lot of people are like, oh, this guy is so funny. He's just so naturally funny. I'm like, that's true for some people. But like you also have to see the work that everybody. Like I feel like it's almost disrespectful to be like, oh, you're just like, cause like even you know Ego Wit.
Yeah.
He told me he used to go to sleep listening to albums. You know what I mean? That's
used to
work.
do that. Yeah.
That's work. You know what I mean? You're putting in work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Comedy is the only thing that, I mean, this sounds maybe lame. I don't know. But like when I was going through my darkest times, like that is what saved my fucking life. Like I had it just on repeat. Over and over and over. Yeah, any kind of comedy. Specifically, I would listen to a lot of Crystalia and a lot of Congratulations.
Yeah.
You know, just because of the way of his streamline of thought, I resonated with me. Like I feel like I kind of think like when I'm talking to myself,
Word.
like I go through these like rules or like different like OCD things or whatever, and it just made me feel like I wasn't the only one kind of doing that shit, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me find other comics. Let me find other people who I think are funny or who have a voice that they're not just funny, but they're offering something that I can like relate to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that just like ties back to, I mean, having a personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's easier, not easier, but like you have more drive in maybe being. In like the comedy field, if you have like a passion and you have like a personality, you know what I mean?
Because it's easier to sell a personality.
Yeah,
I feel like
I guess, but like if you are only you,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like you were saying, like you're the brand, so you don't know if like tattoos are good, right?
Right.
But like if you're, so that's what you're like, you know what I mean? Like your
but
personality.
for me, I like with comedy, you surpass comedy. Like Crystal, you know what's so funny that like what you said that like Crystalia literally just does silly shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's such like, and like he's not a thoughtful, like he just like, he has good observations. Like, have you heard his drunk girl bit?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Hilarious. Such a good.
That special was the first thing that I ever like saw of him. Like all my friends were like, "Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen?" And I'm like, "Why is everybody talking about this?" Years and years and years ago? And funny enough, I saw it in New York. I was just like here visiting in New York, and I like just put it on net, like my friends and everyone.
Word.
Yeah, so weird.
I found out about the Leah through podcast.
Yeah.
Him and Brian Callen.
10-minute podcast.
Yeah, that like
Yeah.
Dude, their little back and forth is like bros. It's funny. Like they're
love them.
they're fucking. Yeah, they both got sexual allegations though. That shit was crazy. I was like,
they didn't do it though.
They didn't do it.
They didn't
They
do
did a
it.
little
It was
bit of it.
proven.
It's crazy. He's guilty of just being a straightforward kind of like rude guy.
It's not
Which
even rude.
The Leah?
Yeah, I mean, literally all that happened would be he'd like meet them at like the bar of like well, like the one that was like under 16 or whatever. Once
she
was
hit
like,
him up.
She
right?
hit him up and stuff. And he was talking to her and stuff, and then he was like, "Oh, like we should hang out sometime." And she was like, "Chris, I'm 16." He goes, "Oh, well," and he was like, "You said you were at my show, and you got to be 18 plus to be at that."
Yeah.
So like, yeah, big misunderstanding.
Bye.
And like cut it off.
Yeah.
That's the only one that was underage, and he immediately, once she said how old he was like, "Deuces."
Well, what I
But
saw,
she said she saw him at the show, and he's in his mind. He's like, "Well, you got to be 18 years old to be in."
18.
So someone got her in there,
Right.
like illegally.
He's-
But then the other
yeah.
bitches, it was just a matter of like meet him at the hotel bar and stuff, and be like, "Cool, so you ready to go up?" And they'd be like, "Oh, like I don't really like that's not what I'm trying to do." And
Right.
then he'd be like,
Okay,
"Cool,
bye.
and then leave. And they're like,
For
what
real.
and they're like, "What an asshole." And I'm like, I looked at her, I was like,
Kinda just
"That
being a
is-
dude with-
that is verbatim what I do."
dude, yeah, I like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
It's like-
man.
it's like-
Go.
Yo, one time, one girl was like, I went to this guy's penthouse, and I wasn't gonna do anything. I was like, at night, like y'all met at the club, y'all drank,
Yeah, dude.
then you went to the penthouse, and then you. I'm like,
I'm thinking that, and I'm like, that's what I'm thinking is gonna happen,
And,
right?
and so you know what? It's like bitches do that shit so much now, where they just fucking like they apparently don't get what is a obvious thing. So fuck it, I'll just make it real clear. Hey, we going upstairs to
And
fuck?
then they get mad
and if
at
they're
that.
like, "What?" I go,
That's
"Oh,
a fact.
Bye." And you know
That's
what?
a
I'd rather you have this
fact.
little, "How dare you?" here and not up in my fucking room.
That's
Yeah.
a
Fine,
fact.
I'll take the L. I'll
Yeah.
take the L.
So
all
yeah,
day.
what are we going with? Are we going with me not telling you, or like me like because what happened with the consent?
Yeah,
Aren't we fighting for
it's
consent?
like, hey, I'm trying to fuck you, and so is the guy that's pretending to be your friend and shit like that. The only difference is I'm being honest about it up front. He's gonna be
Yeah.
phony until he fucks you, and then you'll never hear from
and
him
dude,
again.
what do you think
Yeah.
a famous dude's gonna want to do?
Yeah, come.
Yeah, he wants to hear what
That's
you have
what
to
I'm
say.
like. What?
Also,
let's have a
like,
great
as
combo
a
at
fan, like
10.
as not me as a fan, but as in that position as a fan, isn't that kind of what you're trying to do? Like, what you're trying to be friends? You cannot convince me of that.
You can't tell me that you want to be. I don't. Whatever.
Like for me, it's okay. I don't want to fuck him because he's made me not want to kill myself. So,
Right.
you know what I mean?
It's also like not for nothing.
You know,
The path to get backstage and hang out with Crystalia is to fuck him.
I am not trying
Yeah.
to fuck him. I'm just trying to like work on his podcast. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And like that. I feel like that's
because
more...
it saved my life. Like, you know what I mean?
Can I work on your back? Fucking,
But
I didn't
anyways.
die because of you, dude. It's so I wonder how he would react to that.
I don't know. I'm sure people, I know like he talks about how people come up to him and say like, you know, sentimental things too. And like, I would never do that to someone first meeting them. I don't even know if I'd do that to someone after meeting them and hanging out with them for a long time. Like, I don't feel, first of all, like my whole life, I was never into fame, dude. It's so funny that I work in this industry now. Like I knew about like, you know, pop culture and people and different things, but I didn't like care about that. Like, I'm not interested in like being famous. Like, you know, if it happens, that's cool. But like, I'm more interested in like you said, doing what I love every day.
Yes.
Making money from it and being comfortable, but not feeling like I'm obligated to do it because I'm like chained up by doing it, you know? Which is how I was feeling with like interior design and stuff like that, where I didn't feel like I had an out and it was a corporate scenario. Like, you know what I mean? It's not... This is obviously very more free, and now that I can like work for myself, it's cool. I imagine like being a comic is similar, where you're like you have to hold yourself accountable to do however many like how many mics do you do a week, if you don't mind me asking?
If I don't have, even if I have shows, so it depends. I try to do at least 2 or 3 a day.
Yeah,
and
that's wild.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Awesome.
And then even if I have shows, I gotta get at least 2 in before a show, because if I did revisions on a joke, like especially now that I'm writing more, like I'm back to writing a lot, so I want to do I want to say it out loud to someone, and then when I go to like the stage, I want to be able to like, hey, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But yesterday was the first time I did revisions, and I just went on stage with it. And it pretty much worked, a lot of it, which I was like, oh yeah. But then like another part of the joke I didn't do, because I didn't say it. You know what I mean? So, maybe like I'm gonna start. One of my practicing methods is gonna be like reading it out loud after I wrote it. You know,
so if you obviously record your sets and stuff too.
Yeah,
you listen back and stuff.
I don't listen back as much, dude. It's
hard. I know, it's like, it's so painful.
Fucking uncomfortable.
I used to listen to this madness. I used to fucking listen on the way home from mics, like late, like fucking 3 a.m. I would listen to my fucking sets, and that's what would put me to bed. That's my commute home, and then I would like pass out. Like, why would I do that to myself? I don't know, but
dude, but that's balls though.
Yeah,
I'm such a pussy, bro. I'm like, even if I'm doing well, I'm like, who the fuck is that dude?
I just didn't want to be that person that like, oh, they're only laughing because I'm like dressed up nice. You know what I mean? And like, I mean, there's not that obviously there's less women in comedy anyways, but like I look like this because I want to look like this. I'm not going to fucking change that because someone like says like, oh, like what? No, dude, if I want to look like this is what I'm going to look like.
Because you're you, my nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like that's the thing. Like I feel like I low key be feeling sorry for girls because y'all really do have it tougher than us.
Yeah.
Like legit, y'all niggas.
Yeah.
Niggas, like when niggas see y'all, I feel like all girls start with like, yeah, right. That, and like the audience being like, even girls.
Right.
I feel like even girls are like, let's see if she's funny. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like y'all always, when y'all get on stage, is always like, all right, yeah, all right, let's see.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, you have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
And like, what do you do? Like, what should you possibly wear that people are not going to say that? Someone's going to say something regardless just because you're a chick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, all right, I might as well just wear what I want to wear and be me.
Yeah.
And you don't have to like it.
Yeah.
At least I'm being me. Like, I had a problem with that for a long, I don't know if like this is something that you can relate to, but I, for a long time, was just like kind of abiding by what other people wanted me to sort of be.
Yeah, yeah.
And like,
of course,
you know, this is a result of it, you know, where I broke out of that. But like in your life, like, has there ever been, I'm sure, like a time where you felt like you couldn't be yourself in order to do, even now?
Yeah, yeah. Even not like I have a lot of social anxiety, like cause growing up I was always a dumbass. And people were like, don't be you're a dumbass. You're doing dumbass.
How?
Like just reckless.
Oh, okay.
I'm a reckless person, you know? like I was bringing guns to mics. You know what I mean? Like, dude, what are you doing? You don't even need it. Like, but then I was like, what if I don't know? You know what I mean? But then I also have a lot of cash on me. So, but or like if my boy, like, this is how reckless I'm. If my boy calls me, he's like, yo, this happened. allegedly. My cousin hits me up. Something happened. Come through with the,
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay. And then something else happened after that. And I was like, oh, why did I even
put myself in that position? Yeah.
Like, I'm doing comedy. I'm making a lot of money. Why am I even like? It's just I'm just like a crash dummy. You know what I mean? I'm just a retard. Where I'm like, oh, we're gonna do something fun or like crazy. I'm down. Like, I love doing. So I've always been like,
you're like adrenaline.
Yeah, because life, I sort of like, you see how like you're like comedy saved my life. It did the same for me because like I find life so boring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it makes me cynical.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm always trying to be a positive person.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm like, I should be positive. But then I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, I'm not. I like.
The pendulum swings both ways for me a lot because I see, like we were talking about before this podcast, like how evil people are.
Yeah.
And when I find out that information, like I go through this where like I need to even it out. Like I need to even out the energy. Yeah, like I don't want that negative vibe around, which is good and bad because I know I have that in me. Like I know recently found out I have an anger problem. It's very interesting. I thought I was the only Aries that didn't have an anger problem, but turns out bitch does.
Well, what is your anger problem? Like how does your anger manifest itself usually?
Certain things just like I have a short fuse or no patience about, and I don't know. It is
with certain
sometimes
things?
It colors my whole day. Like I have ADD and I have OCD.
Yeah.
And I have like mood swings, and I think after 6 years of therapy, I like figured out ways to fucking chill.
Yeah. But at least you're working on it.
But like exactly. I mean, I don't know when the point will be where I'm like, oh, I'm better. You know what I mean? It's just something I have to manage. You know what I mean? Like,
but I bet you're better than you were before.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
So you're better.
Yeah.
You're already better.
Through focused work. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's work.
Yeah, like, because I knew I was being, like, a menace to the people around me in a way. Yeah, you know what I mean? I was always trying to, like, get away from people because I was afraid of like letting it out on them, and then when I would, I'd feel immense guilt.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The worst thing with knowing you have a problem is the guilt that comes with when your problem like shows itself and you're like, I knew I feel guilty.
Yeah.
But like,
it sometimes feels like venom. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, like, you have to also be yourself. And if you're that, sometimes you just got to figure out how to be that without affecting the least amount of people. Yeah. But like, I don't know.
I mean, for me, I throw myself into my art. Like I paint and I like do this and like I actually have been trying to be better about writing. But I've had a really bad writer's block, and I don't really know how to get out of it.
So the way you get out of that is literally dedicate 15 minutes without putting up. You just put a timer and you gotta realize that you're gonna write garbage. Yeah. So just write. Yeah. Just do that. Yeah. Just do that. And then write your thoughts on how you feel about stuff, and for 15 minutes, and then look at it. And if it's something there, cool. If not, do it every day for 15 minutes, and it'll remove literally.
I'm gonna try that today.
Yeah. Just literally, and it's such a small time that you don't feel pressure to be like, I gotta write an hour today. Right. It's like 15 minutes, and then it's cathartic. It's gonna be cathartic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was like making a joke recently that I had such bad writer's block that I started doing comedy. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck this shit. But like obviously you have to write like for that kind of stuff too. But I've been trying to write more because, and I've been talking about this on my podcast a lot, like since I started this podcast like 6 months ago, I've been also working on a coloring book. Like I've been designing the coloring book.
A coloring book?
Yes.
For kids or adults?
Adults. Yeah. It's an adult coloring book, and like each page is like a year or month and a year. So it's like 12 pages, And like also each page has like a meaning, and it kind of takes you through like a journey.
That's fire. That sounds fire.
Thank you.
That sounds fire.
Thank you. But where I'm like blocked right now is like, of course I want to write because I'm trying to write about like each page, and I've written about like a bunch of them already. But some of them are kind of hard because personal. You know what I mean? And like, I have to like dial it back a little bit, and I think maybe I just need to like write all the personal stuff and then dial it back after. Revisions, like you were saying.
Yes. You and then like run it. So always run your shit by people.
Yeah.
And like just, it's gonna be tough because people are gonna be like, "Fuck, what the fuck?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I read a book, How to Write Funnier, and they have like a 4-way of filtering it. Which is like you, friends and family, then an open mic, then random people that like you don't know, and I forgot what the last one is. It's basically, I think I probably missed a step somewhere.
Unpaid prostitutes, because they're just mad.
Just
what?
Unpaid prosties, bro. Because they're tight and they're gonna give you the best feedback. They're gonna be like, you're fucking and I don't.
If you can
like
make them laugh, dude.
Yeah,
free of charge.
if you can make a person that is mad at you laugh, it's such like a gift, dude.
Yeah. It is
to like everyone.
I always want to be that person in the scenario that's able to be serious and be able to break the ice too. You know what I mean? Be able to like I said, like pendulum back on to like the other side. You know?
I think you're gonna get there.
Yeah.
You just keep doing it.
Yeah, dude. I hope so.
Because like I will. Talking. Yeah. Cause this is a weird thing. I really believe like you're doing it though. You know what I mean? Like
I'm focused on it, like you said. It's dedicated time.
Like just having it on your mind is enough that you're literally, and sometimes it feels like you're not working on it, but you are.
Yeah.
Because like even when you're taking a break, it helps. Like that's the problem. Like especially with, I don't know if you have this issue where you're like, I gotta fucking work. I gotta work.
Workaholic.
I gotta work.
That's my addiction.
But like the break, like and studies have shown this that the break gives you. Creates better art and creates. So even when you're not working, you got to remind yourself like, it's gonna benefit me.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
So like, keep getting better. And
how do you take breaks? Because you do a couple mics a day, and then you're doing shows and shit too. How do you manage that?
I don't do that much. No, I my breaks I think come in laziness.
Okay.
Like where I'm like,
that's not laziness. That's taking a break.
No, but like it still feels like laziness, and I'm like, I'm being lazy, but then in my mind I'm like, yeah, but I need a break.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, like now I've been actively trying to be like, this day is a break, because then I don't know about you, when you take a break, you still feel guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm mad. I'm like over that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, dude, I'm never gonna relax.
Right. What's the point? Right.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, if I'm never gonna relax, fuck this.
Yeah. Exactly.
So now I'm like, no, I'm gonna give my day a day, like of just being like, my nigga, I'm chilling, bro. I'm not gonna do stand up. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna just vibe with someone or my boys or like. My nigga, because we deserve a fucking break.
Of course.
You know?
What's the point of life if you're not, like, living your life? Like, even if you love what you do every day.
Yeah,
you know?
My nigga, that shit is work, too. Like, editing is work.
Yeah.
You know, like, I love stand-up. I love all of that. But then there's certain parts of stand-up that it is work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. Everything's a business.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if you want to make money from it, that's work. Like, if you're not expecting anything... Then you can do whatever you want, but that's not the case, you know?
At one point you have to do work, my nigga.
And like for people also to respect you, you know, like people notice that shit. You know, like you could be going to as many mics, shows, supporting, whatever you want, but like people know what you do, especially when you're always around them. Yeah. They know what you're doing outside of that, and like I try not to be like self-conscious about that because like I have things that I do, obviously, but like. It's just good to know that people are aware of that, you know? Like,
some people are like not super aware, but like there's people that are always
watching.
Yeah. You don't realize like, they watch more than you think. Yeah, but I think giving yourself a break. But like if you're having writer's block, the reason you're having writer's block is because your editor brain is on point. So I think like you said, just literally just write everything you want to say or like are you feeling. and then be like,
whatever.
give. So
Scale it
okay, this is a
back.
technique. So write everything you want, and leave, and don't look at it for a week.
Yeah.
So when you come back, you haven't been
Fresh
thinking about it.
eyes.
Yeah, fresh eyes. So fresh eyes are more objective.
Yeah. That's so
And then once you
true.
run through it, then chill for a little bit, give a day, and then show it to someone when you think like you removed enough, or like give yourself another little break, and then like you could. That's how you
dial it in.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, this is enough to share. Where I'm not like, because dude, I've seen it with a poet where he's like, I wanted a nerd, and it was like, ow, dude,
it's
tone
hard.
it back, dude.
Like a couple of these like things that, I mean, it's deep, you know, like, you know, and like reading it back, like I've read a couple of things to him where I'm like, I know I'm going to need to dial this back for the real thing. But I was like emotional writing it because you don't think about it like that until you're really thinking about it like that. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and like it is cathartic because for me, like this whole project was it's just valid. It's very validating, like putting pieces of the puzzle together. It's something that I like definitely needed to do, and like I've been saying I'm gonna put it out. Like it's not complete yet, but when it is, I'm comfortable with putting it out because I've been talking about it so much, you know. So like I've already put the vulnerable part of that out there. But yeah, I guess that's part of the draft and working on it.
And that, like, I think with stuff like that you're doing, I think that that's why I like comedy so much, because like even if the end goal is not fame, it still did help you a lot.
Yeah.
Because like writing about it, you probably realize like, oh, this shit affects me more than I thought, or like, oh, what the fuck.
For sure.
So I think like that's why I like comedy. Like I've told my friend, I was like, I'm gonna give myself a 10-year window to see how far I can get in it, and I'm like, and if it doesn't work out, I'm still going away with a gift of being able to speak to people about never just looking at something from one way. You know what I mean? So you're gonna leave. Yeah. So you're gonna it's still gonna help you in so many things that it's still worth it. Like I like, not to be gay, but like money is not gonna give that to you.
Yeah. You're right.
Like money is not gonna you know, I don't know. Yeah. I think it's still so beneficial. Even like people are like, oh, I didn't become famous. I'm a comic. I'm like, yeah, my nigga, but you're able to look at stuff now in a funny way.
And you're able to speak in front of people in a way that other people are terrified.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
as yourself, nigga, as you, nigga. You start breaking down your own wall. Like that. I'm like, nigga, that's benefit. Bro, you're not going to be like, because I think like, when I started therapy, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna have this, but you are getting better. I'm like, by the end of like in 10 years, I'm not gonna be the same person. I'm gonna be a better version of myself.
Sure.
So it's like, nigga, I'm winning no matter what. No matter what, I'm winning.
I'm shooting threes each time.
Yeah, nigga. You know what I mean? So like, yo, it's, I don't know.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I think it just makes you a better person anyways.
Yeah.
You know?
So I think like that's the benefit. The benefit is like, my nigga, you're at a better place than you were. I don't know.
Do you think that that type of mindset makes you like a wild card or like different from other people? Because I feel like I'm constantly preaching this type of shit, like as if, you know what I mean?
What do you mean a wild card?
Do you feel like you're analyzing sort of like what you're doing like with comedy and that kind of thing? Like, do you feel like you're doing more of that than like your peers? Do you feel like, or everybody around you is doing the same thing? Like, do you feel like you're working as hard, or do you feel like you're working harder for that?
No, I think I'm working. I get lazy streaks, but I have a regimen of like writing 3 hours a day, studying, whatever. And I think
that's a lot.
Yeah. But it's good.
It's very good.
Cause like I want to outwork a lot of people.
By doing that, you already are.
Yeah. But like I want to be consistent. Like I want to be more consistent with that that approach, and because I look at things so logically that I'm like, if I don't do it like this, it's not gonna work as good. You know what I mean? Because I want to be at certain places by certain times.
Do you leave room for like things like to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I try to. Yeah. Yeah, but you don't. But you know what I mean? You try.
You don't. Yeah. I
You're
get
like,
you.
yeah, I'm gonna leave, and then you're like,
Yes.
you're like, nigga, no. So that's why I'm in therapy. That's why I'm in therapy, because my therapist be like, nigga, you wildin'.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'm like, and then my boys are like, yeah, you're bugging, and I'm like, enough people said I'm bugging. Maybe
Yeah.
I am bugging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think most people start comedy with the love, the same way I'm starting. I want to get good at this. I want to be funny at this. And then they just start thinking like, I want to make money off of this and I want to do that. And then it kind of shifts the main goal, which was being funny.
Yeah.
You know, and like, just, you just be fun. My nigga, be a fun hang.
Yeah.
Be like, and the thing about being funny is like, you don't have to always be funny. I'm starting to realize, like, you could have real conversations.
Yeah.
And it's just be a cooler person.
I think like the onion thing, you know, like there's many layers. The more layers that there are, like the more interesting of a person. And like, it's not even like you're trying to do that with the intent of like, oh, I want to be more interesting. It's like, I just want to know about myself, which I know is interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Learning about yourself is still interesting. Like,
yeah. Totally.
But I think a lot of comics are working hard. I think a lot of comics are. I think a lot of comics don't do certain things that I think that they're missing. Like they don't study.
Study how?
By reading books, by listening to podcasts that breaks down comedy. Like a comic that is passed at the cellar in every club almost told me, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's told me something that I agree and disagree with. Like he's like, yeah, read the books, but don't let it, you're a new comic, so you might be influenced too much by it.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not true. I completely disagree with that because, like, I am learning, you know, like the rule of three. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Do it like this. And, like, I'm still telling jokes in my way with that rule.
Yeah.
But it's not the only way I'm doing it.
Of course.
So, like, a lot of people think that, like, if you learn from someone, it's going to attach itself too much to you. And I think that's just fear. Because if you want to get better, you're always willing to let go of certain habits. So I think a lot of comics aren't studying. I think that's not good. Or a lot of comics stop listening to comedy. I think that's not good. I think you should still listen to it, especially as a comic, because you're going to pick up more stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I was listening to Mark Norman and I was like, oh, fuck this guy. This guy it's his way of, dude, he's so good. Like he does a comparison with an analogy, which I'm like, whoa, you can do that. Instead of be like, this is like this. He goes, this is an analogy, and then he fucking flushes it out, and then like, and then he comes back to shit. Dude, and then he taught me how to do an like, so in comedy there's contrast. So he does contrast with analogies too, which is like, dude, fuck yeah, bro. Yeah. So it's like
learning to manipulate words.
Yeah. So and like that nigga knows how to do that. He's like mad good at that. I like his style a lot. Like I can't listen, but I can't listen to a lot of comedy but like Patrice is my nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, this household too.
Dude, I can listen to Chappelle talk. Like I think his comedy is not at what it was before. But I could hear that nigga just talk. Dude, he's like, people could be like, oh, he's not as funny or whatever, but nobody can say like, when he talks, you're not gonna listen. Nigga, when he talks, you that David Letterman thing, I was just listening it to. I listened more attentively to that than to his stand up.
Wow.
Cause I just like hearing that nigga talk. Like he's
Did you watch the Kanye one?
The documentary? Or
no, David Letterman.
No.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch that.
For real?
Yeah.
It's mad good?
Oh my God, you have to watch that.
Dude,
and if you haven't watched the trilogy, you also have to watch
Word?
that too. Yeah.
I gotta listen to
3
comedy.
times.
Word. Oh.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to that. How was did you listen to I think Kim did one too, no?
Yeah.
Was her good?
Hers was good. I mean, I'm a fan of Kanye and his art as an artist.
Yeah.
You know, so but you do learn about Kim a bit more, which is helpful to like
nice.
Know the balance. But
but like I want to hear. Yeah, I should listen to, because I like the documentary. It was fire.
Yeah.
That nigga.
Yeah.
That
It's
shit was
inspirational.
Yeah. Like niggas really were dubbing him. Even as a signed artist.
For so long. Like,
Bro.
it's like, what do you have to do? The proof that you have to do it yourself. You know what I mean? Proof that you have to believe in yourself and you have to focus. Dude, this guy was like going in for like 10 minutes to use someone's like studio time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let me just get this real quick. Like, you know what I mean? And it's very inspirational. It makes you not feel like you have to do more, not be lazy.
It made me realize how little the fucking labels do for you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, my nigga, how little are they doing for you, bro? That's why a lot of these niggas start their own production companies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, word.
Yeah.
Word, that makes sense. Like,
Right.
but I don't know, yo. I think right now, like, a lot of the stuff that's coming out now is going to be better than it was before. Because before it was so monopolized that you could be lazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of the shit now is like, you can't.
You gotta like prove it even more now. Well, especially like in today's age.
It's just like comedy. Like
Yeah.
everything is becoming just like comedy where you got to prove more shit. You got to prove like, nigga, what are you doing? The analytics better match up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because in business, I feel like a lot of people could get by with a lot of lazy shit. And now it's getting a little tougher, you know?
Yeah, people like to try to delegate, and you can't do that. You have to do it yourself. And like, you know, like we get that a lot. You know, it's just us doing everything. But right now, dude, we're still like, in my opinion, in infant. You know what I mean? Like this is gonna be much more than what it is too, and that's just like time and hard work, you know, because we're like fucking grinding, you know. That's why.
Dude, yeah, like I read a book, Mastery. It's called Mastery, and how to like get good at something, and like studying was the main thing.
Yeah.
Like and then my boy just was listening to like one of the biggest YouTube stars. And I got one of my boys into studying heavy, and he's like, he does it consistently, and he said that the group, the kid that is super famous on YouTube, him and his boys would study YouTube.
Is this Mr. Beast that you're
I
talking
forgot
about?
who it is.
I think you might be talking about Mr. Beast.
Dude, and he was like, with his boys, they were like, what gets the most clicks?
Yeah.
And they would study for 2-3 hours.
Colors of
the
things,
colors,
everything. And then, dude, he
thumbnails
blew
and
my
everything.
mind when he was talking about like they have a Mr. Beast Brazil and they have all of their content translated. Because like the world only speaks like 10% of the world only speaks English, so that's like 90% of the world can't digest your content.
Right.
Word, I didn't even.
Right.
That's crazy, dude. It blew
You
my
see what
fucking
I'm
mind.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
you like China has a bigger market than us. So if
Like,
you
why
market
wouldn't you
to
just get all of your stuff translated to Chinese?
Chinese,
Yeah.
my
It'd be
nigga?
fucking huge.
Yeah.
you'll be popping,
Yeah.
millions, bro.
Right.
Even
So-
if you just do Spanish. I mean,
Yeah, dude. So you that like that's what I'm talking about. Like, and then a lot of people are like, "No, man, I'm just good at this." Oh, hard work, and then you start realizing people study. Like,
Yeah. I was gonna ask you. So like, for me, the things that I study, like outside of whatever, I try to watch a lot of documentaries. Like I enjoy documentaries a lot. I try to listen to obviously a lot
like
of
that
books
shit.
that
Yeah.
are not necessarily about my particular field or thing that I'm doing, but something that's gonna like knock my creative brain in like a different way.
Yeah.
Is there anything particular, or like things that you listen to or have listened to or watched that you're like, oh, this isn't necessarily comedy or like how to master something, but
you
it
know what's
helped me?
crazy? I listen to mostly not comedy though.
Yeah.
Like so I give myself like 30 minutes to an hour a day of digesting comedy. But the rest is like just listening to like information, like Joe Rogan talking about stuff, what's happening in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Like just shit like that, like learning psychology. Before I started comedy, I learned a lot about psychology. So like
Sociology too,
yeah,
especially
dude.
in comedy.
And like learning psychology gave me more empathy.
Yeah.
Like it gave me more empathy for people, and then like it makes you realize like, oh, we're just a lot of our reactions to stuff is because of our environment and how we were. So like it gives you all that shit, and like I like it. I like information. Like so, documentaries are fun. I gotta start watching more shows, but I just like information more. I grew up
Yeah.
because it's the anxiety. You gotta know shit. You gotta know shit. You know. So like
Yeah.
documentaries are fun. I
Is
like
there one specific one in your mind that you're like, oh, this one's amazing?
No, just crime shit. I like seeing shit being made.
Yeah. Yeah. You should
Like-
watch This Is Pop.
This is pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I like that shit. Like,
Yeah.
like niggas are just like making shit. I'm like, oh, that's how that was made. I was like, that's dope.
Like
Never gonna really use it.
It's about pop music. It's a docuseries. I talk about it on this podcast a lot.
Yo, watch.
Specifically, episode 3, as everybody knows, Stockholm Syndrome is the name of the episode. You can just skip right to that. If you want to if you want to watch it through, T-Pain's right before that one. But anyways,
Word.
dude, they talk about, if you just fucking go watch it, but they talk about like the people behind the music of like pop music in like the 90s and early 2000s, and like the people making that music and how it basically developed like the entire industry. And they talk about the recording studio in Sweden where it like all of this like came out of. Like American pop music is not from this country, dude. Yeah,
bro.
dude. It's wild. Dude, they have people from ABBA on there. This shit is popping. Dude.
Word.
It's great.
Yo,
it's not that long.
You know what I realized? And I'm starting to realize this. If you want to create something, you have to leave. Like, you know the nigga that made is it Street Talk? The Bing Boom?
Yeah.
Them niggas are not from New York.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So I feel like if you want to create something cool, you should like go to another country and then go and live like in different countries. Cause I feel like
Get perspective.
you're an outsider. So now you're learning about the culture.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why it's like,
That's why I love travel. You know what I mean? But it's been hard the last couple of years.
that
But
shit is pricey too,
dude,
my nigga.
also but like just back to what you were saying though. Like for instance, you know Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Half of Childish Gambino is a Swedish dude, Ludwig Göransson. Like
What?
he makes all the beats and shit.
For real?
Yes, and then
Dude,
it's Donald Glover. Yeah.
It's just two people?
Childish Gambino is Donald Glover.
Yeah.
And then the person who makes his beats is Swedish.
What the fuck?
Yeah, This Is America. Like, yeah. He made that beat.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's crazy about that shit? Like, how can you create a beat, my nigga? Like, isn't that crazy?
I want to know.
Right?
I want to know.
Yo, I've been like Kanye is like, nigga, imagine just like those beats that you like. You're like, that. I'm like, oh yeah, nigga, because music is really just beats.
Yeah.
Lyrics are like the sauce.
Yeah.
You know, but like music itself, like
Yeah.
that's
Kanye talks about that in that interview.
For real?
Yeah.
Damn, yo.
And how it affects your chakras. Like the different beats
Right.
and stuff.
Right.
I think that's
Dude, and it's fucking. Have you seen the videos of like the cats playing like that music and all cats like just lock in?
Yeah.
Like the cats are like like
ancient Egyptian shit.
yeah. Dude, it's music. It's so weird. You know, cows like music. Yeah, yo, play some videos of cows. They like music, nigga. They listen to music, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
Like cow
so.
music?
I don't know what it is about music that it's like so embedded in our DNA almost.
I have recently realized that it is something that helps me calm down. Like like lo-fi. You know what I mean?
Love that shit, bro.
Dude, we'll send you a playlist.
Yeah,
I mean.
send me that shit. I like lo-fi, bro.
Yeah, it like brings me back down to earth, I think, because my brain is like most of the time it's like a gravel road, you know what I mean? You gotta pave it out, you know? And that shit really helps.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah. That's how my therapist described my ADD.
Funny. Yo, that's mad funny. Dude,
What is
watch.
this?
They come. Keep playing. Fast forward a little bit. Watch, dude. They
Oh my
fucking
God.
come, bro. They come, bro. They literally come. Look, he's playing.
Oh my God.
Look, dude, that's crazy.
There's
bro.
a man playing the
Look.
trumpet and so many
cows. Nigga, I told you a concert.
Oh
Look,
my God.
And look.
They're mosh pitting.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look, they like it, bro.
Yo, it's a bunch of bulls and then one cow in the background. How appropriate.
Of
This is like
'cause the
every
women in the back.
concert.
Look, dude. Look, dude. That's
Oh my God,
nuts,
they're
bro.
lit, dude.
They love it, bro.
Wow. serenading the cattle with
they're
my
running.
trombone.
Some of them are running to the thing. Look.
He's playing Lord's Royals.
It's just making me think of the South Park episode where they have like the cow statue and the aliens come down and talk to the cows and they're
my
like,
God.
"You are obviously the wisest creatures on this planet." And they're like, "Moo."
That's not funny. Dude, you see, bro?
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
It's like
though.
in our animals lot. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck?
In our DNA.
In our DNA. Music. Is
I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to segue into my one and only segment.
Oh yeah. My one and only.
We call it Moosh Manifest. It's the accountability segment of
Okay.
the podcast. So this is where I am supposed to like report to everybody listening about like what I did to do my projects and stuff this week. And then if you want to
Okay.
put something out in there into the world, like
Yeah.
manifest it by all means. No pressure though.
Yeah.
So last time I recorded, I said that I was gonna finish my coloring book. Obviously, I fucking didn't. The goal was to do it by my birthday, which we're recording on the 13th today. Tomorrow's the 14th, which is my birthday, and I didn't finish it, but it's fine. And instead, I took a break, and I went home to Boston, and I saw my mommy
Nice.
and my dad
Nice.
and my friends, and like I was like, you know what? I needed this more than I needed to finish that.
Yeah.
That project is there. I'm the
Yeah.
only one that's like holding it up, so
Yeah.
I will do it. So that was a lesson. I needed that, and I'm not taking that energy into this next decade of my life.
The next decade, next 10 years.
She's
No.
turning 30.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Does it feel different?
I wouldn't say different. I think I'm much more comfortable in my skin.
Yeah.
But I think that was through a lot of work.
Yeah, good.
I loved my 20s were fucking dope. I did so much. Like even though I complained about my job at the beginning of this podcast, I still had like a great experience and like
Yeah.
I was able to do a lot of really cool fucking shit.
Yeah.
And then I started this stuff with him and it's been fucking awesome. So
Fire.
I'm actually like very much looking forward to my 30s.
Hell yeah.
I think it's going to
Yeah.
be even more successful because I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's that. I'm happy about it.
And it's cool because you're going to be able to do like, you know what you like more now. So you're going to be able to do more of what you like.
Exactly.
So it's like, oh, this is dope. I'm doing what I like more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like dope. I read about goal setting. If you ever give yourself a date, just know you're probably going to do like 2 months or 3 months after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So you got to like realistically know like,
Yeah.
that's not going to probably, unless you're like, I don't know. Some people are just so I think it's kind of weird to be like, I set this goal and then like you work meticulous to that. I've never been able to do that.
I like him for certain things, you know, like
Yeah.
tangible things. But like, I mean, I've been working on this since September. It's now April, and like, it's been more cathartic. And I think
Yeah.
the point of it, like, it wasn't that I kept giving myself dates, but it was that I had to report here, like, and talk about it. That's
Yeah.
like continuing to make me do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like,
yeah. Accountability.
exactly. So
Yeah.
like, I mean, this whole podcast I pretty much started for myself to just be accountable to my art and my projects because
Yeah.
I was doing that for everybody else. But like we said earlier,
Yeah.
what's the point if you're not doing your shit too?
Yeah, yeah.
So like, this is my time to like talk about my art and like enjoy and vibe with other people whose art I appreciate and who
Yeah.
I recognize and like who I think need to be highlighted
Yeah.
and that I can also talk about like my shit
Yeah.
and like hopefully people will check it out. But anyways, that's my thing. I'm gonna continue to work on it, and I think I'm gonna for the rest of the week try to do at least 15 minutes of writing a day.
Yeah, just
Start
do
there.
literally.
Yeah.
Because it's always baby. Like even with working out, that's how I learned
Yeah.
about working out. Because a lot of people are like, I'm gonna go to the gym 5 times a week. I'm gonna stop eating. I'm like, nigga, that's a lot. Even like
It
I
is.
tell people this, the stuff that you like to do, doing it a lot or like consistently is still hard because like I love ice cream. But if I ate ice cream every day, I wouldn't even do that every day. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I
yeah.
like it a lot. And even eating ice cream every day, I don't do that,
Right.
nigga. So I would have to get into the habit of eating it. Like, you know what I mean? You just walk yourself.
Exactly.
And then eventually, like, your brain and your body's like, I need more. Like, you know, your brain.
It
That's how
craves
we
more.
work. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how we work.
Yeah.
So the 15 minutes will get you. And then it's such a low bar that you're like, Even if you want to do 10 minutes, like if 15 is too hard, even 10, because then you just set a bar that's achievable.
Yeah.
And then and you start. Our brain is so gay, bro. It's like it starts rewarding itself. It's such a weird thing, dude. It's such a weird.
Yeah.
Dude. Our brains are so like funky like that. Yeah, like, and then you eventually like just get in the habit, and you'll be like, fuck yeah. Or like, and then it becomes more intentional. Like you kind of know how you work more. That's what I'm saying. Like you learn more about yours. It's a whole.
Hell yeah,
thing.
that was good advice. What about? Is there anything that you want to manifest or be held accountable to? And we'll have you back, and you have to report.
Yeah. I wanna. I'm trying to quit coffee, dude.
Yeah. Oh, that's so hard. Oh, what are you doing for it?
I'm trying to not drink it every day. Okay.
Do you feel like you're reliant on it? That's why?
It's just, I just don't want to drink. It hurts my stomach. I quit for 2 months, and when I first drank it, it hurt my stomach so bad. Yeah. So I feel like I just want to start taking care of my body a little bit more. Oh, yeah. And like drinking coffee, dude, but it's so... I didn't drink coffee for like 6 years. Damn. And then it's so good.
It's so good.
It's so
good. It's so good.
I
won't tell you about my new favorite place then.
It's so...
When you want to have a treat, I'll let you know.
Dude, it's so fucking good. I love it.
But like, do you want to... What's your intention behind... Like, you just want to take care of your body?
That's I want to just like not have to rely on it so much. Okay.
Damn, I'm never offering you coffee ever again. Tea and water from now on.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, it's so good. It's just such a whatever. I want to do that, and then by next month, I want to be consistently writing, which is probably gonna take me 2 months. You know what's crazy? You want to know what's crazy? I was taking Xanax consistently, and my writing, all the goals that I had with writing, I achieved right away.
Really?
Which is so weird. And then like it's such an addictive substance.
Yeah. I was on Xanax for a bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you feel? Did it fuck with you too much?
I didn't like to take it all the time, and especially because like I take Adderall also because of my ADD, so I had to be careful about it, and I didn't want. At one time I was on like 4, 5 different things, and I weaned myself with my doctor's help. Weaned myself off. Yeah. A bunch of them, but like. At the time, it just like kind of made me feel bad that I had to take that to calm down. So like that kind of actually pushed me to learn how to meditate and like do yoga more and just like find different outlets. Word. Yeah, because I didn't like I just don't want my body to be reliant on anything. Like I want to be able to self-sustain. And it's really hard sometimes with like ADD. It really is debilitating sometimes.
To challenge that thought, why?
Just because sometimes like it's my own fault. Because
No. I'm talking about why do you want to self-sustain? Like that's such a I hear that all the time, and I'm just like, my nigga, we rely on so much more. Like people wear glasses, bro.
No, you're right. I'm not like self-sustain where I like don't ever need anything, but like I just don't want to excessively take anything. Like I've had people in my life who are addicts, and like it's just been a hard thing to watch. So I just don't want to ever put myself in a position of like. I know, like I feel like you know what I mean.
I feel like you don't have crackhead tendencies.
That's my boyfriend.
No, like some people, like some people are susceptible to the crackhead life.
Yeah. No, it's not that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot, like I think you're such an anxious person that you wouldn't allow yourself to get there.
Yeah.
So even if you did heroin, I feel like you'd be the person that beat it. You know what I mean? Because you're like, I feel like I'm like the same way. I'm like, I'm too anxious. Nigga.
Yeah, like Coke does nothing. Like, it's just, I don't need
Like, I know myself. I'm like, nigga, first of all, I'm not going to be selling ass. Yeah. Nigga. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like, I wouldn't, it just.
Yeah, no, I hear you, dude. I agree with that.
You know?
And I've been to, like, too many, like NA type meetings and stuff for like me to ever. I just couldn't. I guess never say ever, but I don't want to do that to myself. So I just won't put myself in that position.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But like I will accept help. I will like go do things where like if medicine is involved, I'm not like resistant. But you know what I'm saying. Like
but it's like kind of the last choice ish.
Yeah. Well, also like one time, I had to get my wisdom teeth out, and like you have to take amoxicillin for like a week prior to that to make sure you don't have any infections. And I was fucking allergic. And no, we didn't know until a week later. I was breaking out in hives. So, like, I'm just like, I don't want to take anything I don't have to take.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'm, like, allergic to, like, all penicillin, amoxicillin, like, all that
What
shit.
the fuck is amoxicillin? Is it just an
It's
antibiotic?
It's an antibiotic, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And I took it a bunch as a kid, too, which is really weird. I wonder if I was, I don't know.
And you got hives?
Yeah.
Dude, our body's such fucking pussies, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking, if I eat too much cheese, I get psoriasis. Like my psoriasis. Dude, yeah.
Yeah, I used to get like stress psoriasis, like behind my ears.
For real?
And shit. Yeah. But then I learned to chill out.
Yo. And then I learned to relax. So, yeah. No more. Dude, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, dude. So fucking coffee.
All right.
Look, dude.
All right.
I know this about myself. This is how much I've quit stuff. I know that I started now, and like in 6 months, it's when I'm gonna like be like, nigga, you said it so much, bro. You're still
Don't be a pussy. Just do it.
And then I just like one day I just go, but you have to like.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I don't feel guilty anymore. Of like, yo, remind yourself. You're not doing it. It's becomes more of a reminder now. Like, yo, you're not fucking doing it, dick. Like, come on. And then I start doing it.
Yeah.
It becomes less of a guilt thing because I know I'm gonna fail. Like with anything I do, I know I'm gonna fail.
Why?
Because it's just part of the process.
Oh,
of any process, you're always like. Failure, if with anything, failure is the first thing you're probably gonna experience before happiness. Bro.
Yeah.
So I
You
always
have to
think
fail
like,
a
okay,
lot first.
yeah. So I'm always thinking like, okay, I'm gonna quit something, I'm gonna start something. There's gonna be a lot of failure.
Yeah.
And just being accepting of the failures, I think, catapults you forward.
That's great advice.
That's what like bomb. Like, yo, you're gonna do comedy, you're gonna fucking eat a dick,
Yeah.
bro.
Sometimes I'd go up purposely to bomb.
Yeah.
To know to like not to be cocky, but like to like to be humbled.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you
Yeah.
mean, bro. When I started, I used to do that. I was like, I just want to bomb. I want to see how it feels.
Yeah.
And how I'm gonna react to this bomb.
Not that I thought that every joke I said was funny, but I was like, no, I need to. It's not like that. You know, like you know what bombing is.
You're taking a risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Fucking-
This has been. I can't believe it's already been over an hour. I don't know how that
Has
happened.
it?
Yeah, but where can people find you?
Whitepower.com. Yeah, if you want to know about the truth about America. No. Leo C Comedy on Instagram. Leo C Comedy on TikTok.
You posted something
that's all I
fucking
got.
hilarious.
Check out On
yesterday.
the
I
Gate,
was
dude.
howling. Yes.
Too much content. Yeah, check out On the Gate. That's dope. 23 and 1.
You got any shows coming up?
I got shows always. Like it's just like the club usually gives me shows, shit like that. Yeah, it's just my Instagram. Check me out on Instagram. I'm trying to put more stuff on Instagram, like silly shit. Not really stand up like that.
You posted a reel yesterday that we were fucking cracking
The
up,
show was
dude.
so funny.
Yeah, dude.
With the BB gun.
yeah.
And like, I was dying.
That's such an old video. I was like, oh, let me try it as a reel. And then I did it. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. And somebody posted it and it got taken down because she was like, he put a gun to my head. And I was like, nigga, I didn't. And then they took it. They were like, you. And then she had to post like, I was not coerced. I was not.
So
People are so silly.
People are so
TikTok
silly.
took it down.
Oh, fuck.
Because I got I was like, it's a BB. And they were like, no, nigga, what are you doing, dickhead? I'm like, all right, whatever. TikTok doesn't play that shit. So, yeah, check me out on Instagram.
Dope. Definitely do that. Check me out, Ani_Moush. You guys know where it's at. And then check out Too Much Content Live and subscribe to this podcast. Subscribe to Too Much Content. We are going to be putting out some shit pretty soon that is going to be really, really fun. Perhaps too much fun, if you will. But check us out there. Thank you, host. Thank you, Leo.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
This is gang. Peace.